The firing range on Veltara Station smelled like burnt ozone, old metal, and something the humans called gunpowder. To me, Goro Von, third-rank observer from the Sulthine Confederacy, it smelled like a bad decision. I had volunteered to document this so-called human weapons training integration program. My supervisor called it a career opportunity. I called it a punishment for eating his fermented moss cake. There were 14 of us watching. 12 aliens, 2 nervous-looking human officers standing near the back wall. The trainees on the floor were a mixed group, 6 Sulthine, 4 Dravali, and 1 human female named Petra Okafor. She was small. Unremarkably sized, honestly. The kind of creature you would walk past on any station corridor and think absolutely nothing about. Commander Tigg, our Dravali instructor with 3 arms and a voice like gravel being poured into a blender, stepped forward. He held up a standard Veltaran pulse rifle. Today, he announced, you will learn the correct grip formation. The one true method. The method developed across 4 centuries of Dravali combat science. Very humble. Very Tigg. He demonstrated. Both top hands gripping the barrel support, lower hand angled at precisely 42 degrees beneath the trigger housing. Clean. Mathematical. Beautiful, if you liked that sort of thing, which I did not, because I was cold and I wanted to leave. The trainees copied him. Even I had to admit, the Sulthine students looked impressive. Tall, precise, their 3-fingered hands locking into position like they were born doing it. Then there was Petra Okafor. She picked up the rifle. And she held it wrong. Not slightly wrong. Not accidentally wrong. Gloriously, confidently, almost aggressively wrong. Her left hand was too far back. Her elbow was raised at an angle that made Tigg physically flinch. Her right hand was wrapped around the stock like she was strangling a small animal she personally had beef with. Someone in the observation row actually laughed. A Dravali cadet named Orsu fell, whose laugh sounded like a malfunctioning engine, said something in his dialect that my translator rendered as, did she build the rifle herself or just hate it? More laughter. Even some of the Sulthine students exchanged glances. Tigg walked over to her slowly. The way you walk towards something you are not entirely sure is dangerous, but also not entirely sure is not. He looked at her grip. He looked at it for a long time. Trainee Okafor, he said carefully, your form is incorrect. She looked up at him. Calm. Perfectly, unervingly calm. I know, she said. Tigg blinked 2 of his 4 eyes. Then correct it. She tilted her head, just slightly. With respect, Commander, I will shoot better this way. The laughter returned, louder this time. Even I found myself leaning forward a little, not from amusement, but from something I would later identify as the earliest warning signal of being deeply, catastrophically wrong about a situation. Tigg stepped back and gestured at the target's downrange. Then shoot. She shot, the sound was different. Every other shot fired on that range had the clean, sharp crack of a properly stabilized pulse rifle. Controlled. Predictable. Textbook Dravali combat physics in action. Petra Okafor's shot sounded like a thunderclap having an argument with itself. The recoil moved through her body in a wave, starting at her hands, rolling up her arms, through her shoulders, and somehow, impossibly, she absorbed every single bit of it. No stumble. No drift. No correction needed. She just stood there, breathing normally, like she had not just sent a pulse round directly through the center of a target at 140 meters with a grip that violated at least 6 documented principles of Veltaran ballistics. Nobody laughed this time. Orsu fell, the same cadet who had mocked her 30 seconds ago, made a sound that my translator could only describe as, a being reconsidering its life choices in real time. Tigg walked downrange. Slowly. He looked at the target. He looked back at her. He looked at the target again. He was doing the thing that commanders do when reality has handed them information they did not request and do not know what to do with. He walked back. He stopped in front of her. And then Commander Tigg, decorated veteran of the Dravali 4th expansion, certified master instructor of the Veltara Combat Integration Academy, leaned in close and said something that the rest of us almost could not hear. Almost. My audio implant caught every word. He said, quietly, with zero sarcasm and total sincerity, only Earthborn can shoot like that. Petra Okafor looked at him. A small smile crossed her face. Not a proud smile. Not a gloating smile. The kind of smile a person wears when they have known something for a long time and have simply been waiting for everyone else to catch up. Yes, she said. We can. Tigg straightened. Turned to face the rest of the trainees. His expression had shifted into something I had never seen on a Dravali face before. It sat somewhere between professional respect and the quiet terror of a being who had just realized the species they had been casually underestimating had spent several thousand years throwing, catching, swinging, gripping, and hurling objects on a high-gravity planet for fun. For fun. I wrote 17 notes in my observer log in the next 4 minutes. Things like, human grip compensation bypasses standardized recoil theory entirely. And, Earthborn musculoskeletal structure may interact with pulse weapon housing in ways not yet studied. And, most importantly, recommend Confederacy formally stop laughing at human recruits. Immediately. Possibly retroactively. Tigg dismissed the session early that day. He spent the remaining hour standing at the back of the range, watching Petra Okafor run drill after drill. Each shot landed exactly where she intended. No hesitation. No wasted movement. Just a human being doing what humans apparently do when they decide to be good at something, which has become terrifyingly, quietly, almost rudely good at it. As the trainees filed out, Orsu walked past her and said nothing. Which, from a Dravali, is the loudest possible apology. I packed up my notes and followed the last group toward the exit. At the door, I turned back once. Petra Okafor was still there, reloading without looking down at her hands. The range lights caught the rifle, and she looked like something out of a human action film, the kind my supervisor had made me watch twice as cultural preparation for this assignment. I finally understood why those films always end the same way. The human wins. Not because the story demands it. But because somewhere, on a dense little planet with brutal gravity and absolutely no survival instincts to speak of, a species decided that struggling against everything, including physics, was simply Tuesday. I filed my report that evening. The title was, Do Not Mock the Grip. My supervisor approved it without comment. He had seen the footage. Friends, if you are enjoying our videos and want to watch new and exciting sci-fi and HFY stories every day, then don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Also, make sure to turn on the bell icon so you never miss any of our latest uploads. Like the video and share it with your friends as well, so our community can continue to grow and bring you even more amazing content.